Hey everyone, have you ever wondered why naming a ship is such a big deal? Welcome back to the Cruise Ship Safety and Security channel. From ancient times to modern superstitions, sailors have always believed that a ship's name can influence its fate. Whether it's for good luck, protection, or fortune, the name of a ship carries deep significance. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and mysterious history behind ship naming superstitions. Ships have been an essential part of human civilization for thousands of years, serving as vessels of trade, war, exploration, and even survival. And throughout history, people have been extremely cautious when it comes to naming them. But why? What is it about a ship's name that has made it so important throughout the ages? In ancient Egypt and Greece, the belief in the power of names was strong. Ships were often named after gods, goddesses, or great leaders, figures believed to possess divine protection and strength. The ancient Greeks, for example, would christen their ships with the names of gods like Poseidon, hoping to invoke the favor of the sea gods. This was a ritual to ensure that the ship would have safe travels, protection from storms, and prosperity on the high seas. The Vikings, too, followed this tradition, naming their longships after legendary creatures or warriors. Fearsome beasts like wolves, ravens, and dragons, names that would strike terror into their enemies. To the Vikings, the name of the ship wasn't just a label, it was a force, an omen that could influence the outcome of battles and the safety of their journeys. By the age of sail, naming a ship had become a highly ritualistic process. The christening ceremony was often an elaborate affair, with a great deal of superstition surrounding it. Sailors of the time believed that a ship's name was so powerful, it was forever etched in the Ledger of the Deep, a mythical logbook that, according to legend, was kept by Poseidon himself. And if a ship's name were to be changed, well, that was a serious misstep in the eyes of sailors. Changing a name without informing the sea gods was believed to invite disaster, as many tragic stories of renamed ships meeting untimely ends have been passed down through the generations. It was said that if a ship's name was altered carelessly, it would bring bad fortune, from storms to shipwrecks. One tradition that survived through centuries is the ship christening. The ceremonial smashing of a bottle of champagne against a new ship's hull is a widely recognized ritual today. The idea is that by breaking the bottle, you're sending a blessing to the ship, invoking good fortune and protection for both the vessel and its crew. This practice isn't just a modern tradition, it has roots in ancient times. In ancient Greece, for example, sailors would offer wine or even the blood of an animal as a tribute to the gods, hoping for a safe voyage. In some cultures, such as Japan, sake is used in the christening process, a gesture of respect and an invitation for the gods to bless the ship. No matter where you are in the world, whether it's a mighty navy ship or a luxurious cruise liner, the goal is always the same: blessing the ship and wishing it smooth, prosperous sailing. Let's talk about some of the most famous ship naming superstitions that have been passed down through the ages. Never name a ship after a doomed vessel. Bad luck could follow. Avoid names that invoke misfortune, like Titanic 2. Seriously, why risk it? There's an old belief that names beginning with the letter M are unlucky. No one knows why, but it's been said that these names invite misfortune. If a ship is renamed, a proper renaming ceremony must be performed, or it could spell disaster. One of the most infamous examples of this superstition in action, the RMS Lusitania. After a controversial renaming, it met a tragic fate when it was torpedoed and sank in 1915. Some say it was just bad luck, but sailors didn't take any chances. There was always a deep fear that altering a ship's name could lead to misfortune. As we look to modern times, many of the old traditions still hold strong. Today, naval vessels are often named after historic battles, great leaders, or iconic figures. Meanwhile, cruise ships often carry names that evoke a sense of luxury, adventure, and the promise of new horizons. And even space exploration has borrowed from these naming conventions. NASA, for instance, named its famous Space Shuttle Endeavour, a name that perfectly reflects the spirit of exploration and the vast unknown. But what about the personal stories behind the names? Many ships carry names that hold sentimental value, often chosen to honor loved ones or commemorate significant events in the lives of those who name them. For instance, the RMS Titanic, a name that has become synonymous with tragedy, was named to signify grandeur and strength, reflecting the aspirations of its creators. And then there are the more personal tales. Take the story of the fishing vessel Lucky Lady, named by a captain who credited his wife for his good fortune at sea. Or the Resilient Spirit, a ship named by a community recovering from a devastating storm, symbolizing their collective strength and hope for the future. These names are not just labels, they are narratives that imbue the vessels with life and character. They serve as a testament to human emotions, aspirations, and the indomitable spirit that drives us to explore the unknown waters. These personal touches remind us that beyond the superstitions and traditions, the act of naming a ship is a deeply human endeavor, filled with emotion and meaning. So next time you see a ship, take a moment to ponder the story behind its name. You might just discover a tale of love, hope, or resilience. So, whether you believe in these superstitions or not, one thing is clear: ship names matter. They carry with them centuries of history, tradition, and power. Next time you see a newly launched vessel, you'll know just how much thought and meaning went into choosing its name. And here's a fun fact: during World War II, sailors believed that whistling during a ship's christening could invite bad weather. So, if you ever find yourself at a ship launch, maybe keep the whistling to a minimum,